right, Chris Waters here with Kevin Van Nord, and the EA press conference has just concluded. And Kevin, Medal of Honor Warfighter made a pretty good showing.
Yeah, it did. First of all, it looks gorgeous.
Yeah,
they're using Frostbite for this. Yeah, so it looks great with all the fancy lighting effects and all the things we've come to expect.
Yep. The demo started out with like a aquatic. They roll up in a boat to Pirate Town, which is, I don't know if that's what they call it or if that's like on the map. Anyways,
right.
They
Well,
get out
Somalia. That's the important part. Is they're in Somalia.
They get out and they encounter pirates who start like tearing them up. They're trying to like be stealthy, but it doesn't happen. Then you get those lighting effects that you're in the water, stuff is splintering, the sunlight is shining down on you. It just all looked really vivid.
It was
like
really
real
atmospheric.
Nice. Yeah.
The art design looked really great. I mean, there was definitely a real sense of place, and so that was good. It wasn't just relying on the tech to be all fancy. You know, it actually there was a means to an end here.
Yeah, and then so they progressed a little further, and then they came to a breaching segment where. But before they breached, it wasn't just like press X to breach when you're ready. It was call up a weapon wheel.
Yeah, it looks like you got to choose sort of the weapon that you wanted to use to breach, maybe the stealthiness of it, whether you wanted to breach hard or breach soft. It was really hard to tell based on what we were seeing.
Like maybe you could have chosen an explosive or something, but they chose a shotgun, and so the guy just blasted the lock, kicked it in, but he was clear because then it was just you coming in. And then a slow-mo breach
and then the typical
section.
slow motion, whatever. We've done this a million times in games.
Yeah, but which leads me to wonder, that wasn't a breach you were doing. That was a breach you were sort of team doing.
Right.
So like there's squad interaction in a gameplay way that did not exist in Medal of Honor.
And do you think that indicates maybe there will be some co-op play? Is that a possibility? Maybe we're just throwing that out there.
Perhaps, yeah. And then it got to like an unmanned drone sequence.
Yeah, my favorite part, easily of the demo, because first of all, when you're underground at the point where you start that sequence, and there was a real sense of danger down here because you've got enemies with lights that that they're allows them to see and that you can identify them that way. But it looked super creepy. It was very dark. And you're using this little drone who, we saw a little bit later, looked kind of jaunty and fun. and
Just going over some rubble here, gonna shoot some bad guys.
Yeah, but he's totally a murdering machine.
Oh, yeah. So, like, there's like an LMG, what appeared to be a shotgun, and then like grenade rounds, too.
Yeah, I mean, you were just popping death left and right once you got behind that thing.
But I agree with you. It seemed like that drone was... it didn't, obviously it's designed to be a place to use a drone, but it didn't feel as contrived as some other drone sequences.
Right.
Like you're going through rubble and it's very collapsed, and you get the impression that like a person wouldn't fit through. Unless, do you think you were behind the drone? Like, did you picture your player was like?
I don't think I was like right behind. Like, no, I don't think that at all.
Yeah.
But we got to see that, and then we got to see that up above as well, and again, some serious murderousness. I mean, you were definitely, and the guys didn't really notice you because, of course, you're a little drone. I mean, you're like Wall-E coming by.
You're that little. You got some big guns on you, but you're definitely not.
But
you get the impression that it is pretty compact. And then they were showing off the Frostbite again with like some buildings and walls sort of in chunks and whatnot flying everywhere.
Yeah, totally.
What remains to be seen is, with Battlefield 3's campaign, using Frostbite, they showed a lot of destruction, but playing through that you didn't have the experience of destruction in the way that you did in, say, Bad Company 2.
Right, and then the other part of it too, I mean, even looking at this, I mean, we're seeing the usual turkey shoot gameplay. When it came time to actually shoot enemies, everybody seemed to be popping up exactly in the places, there's going to be a dude over in that, I can see through the window and I can see across and there's a sniper coming at me. There's one spot for him to have been in, and of course he's over there, you shoot and he's down.
Sure.
So everybody is coming up sort of more or less the way you expect enemies to approach. But the fun for me was the atmosphere and of course the little drone section, which was a lot of fun.
Could be some neat tricks up Warfighter's sleeve. And then just to wrap up, they talked about the global multiplayer thing where you like choose your alignment, SAS or Grom or the SEALs or different factions basically. Do you think it's going to be like you sign up and you choose a faction like MAG, where and then you play as that faction?
I really love to see that. Something like, something universal, something persistent, in the sense of Chrome Hounds or whatever, where you're actually having, like, you're working to control parts of the globe. I mean, the global thing is their sort of tag word here.
That's true,
You know, it's
yeah.
like they're globally globing where no globe has globed before. So, you know, I assume, you know, and this is a big assumption, that maybe there's this kind of, you know, persistent globe.
Which
to
is
take
underscored
over.
by the giant banner above the South Hall, which is just every nation's flag with those acronyms underneath. So I think we'll be seeing more of that this week here at E3, so stay tuned.
Yep.